Surprise! I got a nose job. Check it out. What's up, my dudes? Welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about my rhinoplasty experience. I know what you're thinking. When the apple fritters did you do this? Well, I did it like January 20th, 2018, I'm pretty sure is the exact date. And there have been so many people with so many questions. So I figured, why not just make a nice big video to answer them all? So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, I got this done in January of 2018, so it's been like a year and a half since I got it done, which is crazy because it feels like I just got it done like a few months ago. Anyway, I got it done in La Jolla by a doctor named Dr. Kolstad. He is awesome, he's amazing. So I chose to go to Dr. Kolstad because there's so many surgeons everywhere. You know, I'm close to LA, I could have gone there. I could have gone to a billion surgeons here in San Diego, but I specifically wanted to go someone who specialized in facial plastic surgery and did a bajillion rhinoplasties before they touched my nose. Obviously, every nose job is going to be different depending on what you need. Some people need, you know, more than cosmetic work. They need like the inside of their nose and face kind of fixed. With me, I was just doing it for cosmetic reasons. I paid $8,025. I don't know what the 25 was for, probably for his lunch that day, I don't know. You can pay in payments, so you can use, I think it's called care credit or something like that. So you can basically finance your nose. Now let me tell you about the day I actually went in. So I went in, obviously wearing like no makeup and stuff because that would be dumb. I was about to be put into surgery. And I went with my mom and with my boyfriend.
Alright, so it's 8:15 in the morning and we're heading to Stephanie's nose surgery right now. Why do I sound like I have an accent? Stephanie's nose surgery. We're heading to her nose surgery right now. So, Steph, are we feeling nervous?
No.
Talk to me. Anything else with your old nose?
Bye-bye, sucker. See my mom's face?
No, what she said.
She went,
well, I'm pretty sure it's where it says plastic surgery.
Once we got there, it was just an easy sort of like check-in, what's up, I have surgery today, this is me. And they were like, cool, just wait here, you know, they're getting everything ready. So I kind of sat in the waiting room for a second, and then they called me in, and then I went and sat in another room and waited for a little bit while my mom was like, are you nervous? Aren't you nervous? Oh my god, you're so nervous, right? You're so nervous. And I'd be like, no mom, you're the one that's nervous. You're the one that's scared here. I'm gonna be fine. Oh my god.
Julia, are you excited?
Look at her face. She's like sweating. Anyway, so I waited a little bit longer and they were like, okay, we're ready to take you back.
Alright, Steph, see you on the other side.
And they took me back to like the little room, and I'm like just laying on a bed. So I'm laying on the bed and some guy that was in there, obviously not some random guy. I know now that he was the anesthesiologist, but he was like, oh, I just gave you a little something to relax. How are you feeling? And I was like, oh, I'm feeling fine. I don't feel anything. And then I literally woke up after my surgery. Like, he had already given me the stuff to put me to sleep. I had no idea. Oh, also interesting, and I didn't know this, but I guess when you get put to sleep, there's also like an amnesiac, I think is what he called it, that kind of makes you forget. So then like if they don't put in like enough and you end up waking up, you're not gonna be like traumatized because you're not gonna remember all this stuff. So basically between that point when I said like, yeah, I feel fine, and the point that I actually fell asleep, like there was some time in there that I don't remember. So I woke up and there was like some nurse standing next to me and she was like, hey, how are you feeling? And I was like, what year is it? And I kind of like tried to sit up, got a little dizzy, and she was like, are you feeling okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. So she like helped walk me out. She just kind of grabbed me so that I wouldn't, feel more dizzy as I was walking. Walked me out to my mom and my boyfriend, and they were just waiting. Dude, I'm tired.
Looking great. How are you feeling?
I'm hungry.
She's like, you should be good.
I had no idea what I looked like until I got in the car. I looked in the mirror and I had this big, giant cast on my face. Which, obviously that was gonna be there, but it's just weird seeing it. It just looked like almost malleable paper, just like, and I had like a lot of like gauze underneath to help with like any leakage. And I had read before that sometimes they'll insert gauze like into your nose to like help clear up like that area, but he didn't do that to me. I had already picked up my medication. I got pain medication. I don't remember what kind of medication it was, but it was some pain medication that I only used like 3 days. So after the surgery, I just went home. I was super hungry because I went in the morning, and I was like, okay, well, what can I eat? I couldn't really open my mouth a lot because if I went like it kind of hurt. So I was like, okay, well, I'll eat oatmeal. And so I had care instructions for like my stitches. So I'd like sleep, wake up, clean my stitches with like hydrogen peroxide, put like ointment on it, and then cover it up with gauze again, and then go out and fall asleep. And so I was kind of like that for like the whole day after the surgery, and then like half a day later. But I wasn't really like in pain because my pain medication was covering it up. I was just tired. I was sleepy. By like the third day, my pain level was pretty much just handled. Like it hurt only, it was so annoying. My family would make me laugh, and I'd have to laugh and be like, ha 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 ha, because I couldn't, like if you stretched a lot, it obviously hurt, but otherwise just like existing with your nose didn't hurt at all. It was totally fine. It was only when you kind of just like irritate like that area. But everything was easy. I could eat, I could drink, I could exist. Immediately afterwards, I could breathe out of my nose. So a lot of people did ask me, like, oh, could you breathe, or was it like hard or stuffy? And I could breathe perfectly fine. Everything was normal. Now, recovery is a tricky thing. Technically your recovery is a year long because you don't see your final results until the year mark. Because during that entire time, like sure, your nose might look normal, but it's actually still swollen. So that whole year is time for your body to kind of get used to your nose, and the swelling goes down to what it'll permanently look like. In terms of recovery, where like I started to look normal, that was about 2.5 weeks into the surgery. Like I already, like if somebody saw me on the street, they wouldn't know that I got my nose done. Luckily, my surgeon kind of helps with that process of waiting for your nose to not be so swollen. He offered steroid injections in the nose to help bring the swelling down. And so he did that for me a couple of times. I don't know if every surgeon offers the steroid injections, but that was like free of charge, just as long as I wanted it and it would make me feel better, I could get it. In terms of timeline, this is how it goes. You get your nose done. I went to my follow-up appointment, so he made sure everything was good. A week later, you go in to get your cast off and your stitches out. So I went in like a week later. I was very nervous because I kept looking at my cast and it looked like sort of crooked. And I was like, oh no, I have a botched nose job. This is the end. I better call the botch producer so I can get on the show. What am I gonna do with my life? What is going on? So I was freaking out a little bit because I was like, oh, dang it, my nose is gonna look like this forever.
Like, but what if he takes the cast and my nose is all like...
Haha, that might happen. Today's a big day, everything's coming off. Sutures are coming out, casts are coming off, you can shower normal, skincare normal, everything like that, goes back to normal. Just keep in mind, whenever you first look, the nose never looks very good. It always looks really big and puffy and swollen and sideways, so don't worry about what you see.
I was still scared because it still hurt, like if you touched it. But my surgeon was like feeling the bridge and was just like, oh, how's it healing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, how's your nose? And was like manhandling my nose, but my nose was fine. Everything was good. Everything was secure. It hurt a little bit, but it was like no big deal. Immediately after, my face was so swollen. Like my entire face. My cheeks were poofy. I kind of looked like a potato head. Days after.
It looks good.
It feels so
real good.
weird when he touched it like that. After the cast was off, I then had to put like some tape on. So basically Dr. Kolstad gave me these little rolls of tape, and I was instructed to, as often as I felt like, or as often as I could, to put on the tape on my nose and kind of like push it on there, because this tape could help control the swelling a little bit. So I did that for a long time, and it was kind of like a security blanket. I just felt better if the tape was on there. Like at night, I'd always have it. The only thing that was annoying is if I was in a rush, I'd like rip my tape off, and then I'd have like sticky stuff, and I would try to take it off, and sometimes it wouldn't come off, so I would find like gunks of tape on my face. So for about 2 months, my nose still looked like a little crooked, but nobody could tell that like anything was amiss. The surgery itself, obviously I was knocked the heck out, but it took about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So another question I get is if I was scared of what people would think of me after getting a nose job. So, or like people saying like, oh yeah, she's really pretty, but I mean, you should have seen her before her nose job. And honestly, no. I mean, I really don't. I'm not interested in other people's opinions. I didn't get a nose job because of other people. I got a nose job for me. And at the end of the day, if someone's gonna be a hater and be like, oh, well, she got her nose done. Like, yeah, but I was still hotter than you even before I got my nose done. I'm just kidding. But seriously, you need to have the confidence before that, you know, you are who you are. People are gonna say what they wanna say. You do this for you because no matter what, you were beautiful beforehand and you're gonna be beautiful afterwards. So just do you and let other people talk, because what they say about you is none of your business. I've also been asked if I had like a specific shape in mind for my nose, and I want to tell you that that's not how it works. Like you can't go in and be like, hi sir, I want this Angelina Jolie nose, because everybody's face is different. You're gonna, you know, see what your nose looks like, see what you'd like fixed, and from there your surgeon can tell you like what's attainable for you and what's gonna look the most natural. Specifically for me, what I wanted corrected was I had like a bump right here, like at the top, and I wanted to kind of get that fixed and then get this lifted a little bit. In terms of tips I have for conducting efficient research, first of all, my first tip is do some research. Don't just go to any surgeon, don't go to the cheapest surgeon, go to various consultations, go to someone who is specializing in facial plastic surgery. Just try to get as much information as possible to make sure that you're going to a good surgeon who is not just here to take your money, who is here to make sure that you are happy with your results and that you are getting exactly what you want. And tip number 3, don't cheap out. Obviously don't find the most expensive doctor, because that doesn't mean that they're the best one. But if you find someone who's really good and you're like, oh, this is a little pricey, wait until you have the money and go and get it done. Thanks so much for watching my video about my rhinoplasty experience. It was very interesting to not really tell anybody about this for a long time, but I thought it would be a fun thing to share, and I thought a lot of people might be interested in something like this. So if you have any questions regarding my nose job or my experience or any of the clips or photos that I've put in this video, obviously feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any of them. And if you are in San Diego, I highly recommend Dr. Kolstad. He is great. He has done surgeries for other people that I know since I've gone, and he just never fails to amaze me. He's great.